to tell them. It's easy talking to you. Like when I was in Finland, I was, like I said about feeling freer, I guess because all the people I met there were strangers. I made some good friends too, you know, good people, but they had no vested interest, no emotional investment. So that's why it was easy to talk. Finns are incredibly reserved and distant and have zero social skills, conversational skills. But once they get a chance, once you get them talking, some of them, they'll tell you everything. That is, when you're drinking. Like this guy, Harry. What a guy. First time I met him, we ended up in a hotel room, talking all night. And he told me everything about his family, his wife, the most intimate details. We both ended up laughing and crying at the same time. And it felt good for me to finally talk too.
Talk about what? I mean, what's the big mystery? Sorry.
Well, let me ask you first. How serious are you about David? I mean, I don't mean it pride, but I do get the feeling you're not as keen as he is about getting engaged.
Yes, well, that's what I've tried to tell him. And I was actually planning to tell him, but, well, yes. David is great, really. You have a great son, and you did a great job, and you should be very proud.
Yeah, I guess his mother contributed something to that.
But he talks so much about you, all the time. You're always part of the conversation.
Really?
Yes, really, all the time. And I was getting a bit sick of it, actually, no offense. Well, but it was like, we were never really just the two of us, you know what I mean? It was always like, Papa did this, and Papa did that, and Papa did this, and Papa did that, and oh gosh, and that's why I wanted to wait to meet you before I told David how I felt. I had to find out if God really exists. Well, no, that's not fair. Maybe I should have told him before, because I'm interested in somebody else now. Actually.
Someone else?
Yes, it's nothing serious. We're just friends, really. I mean, we haven't even met. We just chat online. Maybe it'll stay that way. Who knows? People can be whatever they want online. Maybe it'd be a disappointment to actually meet him.
Yeah, but I guess it isn't really fair for David then. This other guy can be whatever online, but you know the real David.
Maybe. And who's this? It's a guy. Well, it's just with David. Well, he's nice. He's so nice. Everything is always fine with him, and there's no, I don't know. I guess it's his Finnish side, like you said. There is just no reaction to him, no emotion, almost. And like he's keeping everything back, and he never gets angry for one thing. I mean, not that I want him to be angry, but sometimes something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you need a bit of angst, eh? A bit of grit, a bit of sand in your shoes.
Not in my shoes, but, well, you know. And I know it sounds crazy, but it is so true.
Yeah, poor guy. You know, you're his first girlfriend. You know that, don't you? I guess there always has to be a first.
Now you're making me feel like a creep.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean it. I guess I'm still in the Finnish time zone. They're very blunt people when it comes to expressing themselves, when they say anything at all. And when you're tired, it's easy to be straight. I mean, you don't have the energy to pretend.
Pretend about what?
Things, you know, everything. I don't know. Yeah, it's good you have a seat at last. You're making me angsty walking around with that thing.
So you don't like angst, a bit of sand in your, sorry. I'll put it away.
No, grit is good. Grit is good. Good in business, gets the juices flowing, a challenge, something to fight for or against. But I think I've had enough excitement for one day, you know. It's, well, how to start? I guess I'll start at the beginning. It's something I've wanted to tell Erica and David for a long time. When I met your mother, I was still in high school. Sandra, their mother, was quite a bit older, almost 10 years. My first love, I met her in the park by our school in Maine. 1 month away from graduation. My exams were going well, and had all the credits I needed, had money in the bank. I planned to keep working till that September and then travel Europe for a year, maybe even the Middle East, Asia. Had it all worked out. So I was out enjoying the spring weather, you know, everything perfect. And then here comes this gorgeous woman. And now that I see her now, I mean, of course, but I was 18 then. She just comes up to me and sits down on the bench beside me. Yeah, and we start talking. Jesus Christ, what do you think of that now?
Right, you don't have to tell me.
No, I want to for David and Erica. Maybe if you at least know then. Okay, anyway. So I fall in love, of course. Love at first sight. And thinking back, I can't believe how fast everything happened, and yet so clearly, like I can remember each moment. So I start changing my plans. You know, I cancelled my trip. No way I'm going anywhere now. I mean, well, we talk about getting married. I feel this is my life, my destiny. That this is exactly how it's all supposed to be. You know, exactly how it's not supposed to be. So, after graduation, she was my escort, which raised a few eyebrows. I move in with her, and then that July, she tells me she's pregnant. My first reaction is, holy fuck! Oh, sorry. But then, you know, sorry. Then, you know, we're talking about it, and I realised that, well, since we're going to spend the rest of our lives together, what does it matter? Get the kid thing over with. My father was already old when he had me, and I figured when my kids grow up, I'd still be young enough too. So I stick with my job, and we move in here after Erica is born, save on expenses. It was a bit tight, you know. My little brother was David, and Katie was still living at home. But my father was great. He loved having new life around. He even winterized the shed out back so he could stay there and we could have his bedroom. And we used to, my old room, we used that for a nursery. He said it was only natural, you know, the new generation taking over from the old. And I wish you could meet him. He was great. He's great. Only now, you know. Anyway, so that's how it was for a while. I started taking business classes at night. I wanted to do something more than just work at the job. Then we decided to have another kid, and I was an only child for my first 6 years, so I know how important it is. So sure, she gets pregnant again, and then, well, that's when she told me. It just sort of slipped out. She said she had meant to tell me all along. Yeah, right. Jesus. She expected me to just swallow it. No, big deal. But then everything is based on a lie. She told me that Erica, she told me that I wasn't Erica's father.
Was she cheating on you?
No, it's worse than that. She was already pregnant when we met. Oh, and she didn't know. She met by accident and she really loved me. Bullshit! She's a nurse. She would have known. She was a predator. That's what she was. Just needed a father for her baby. That's all I was to her. And when I accused her of that, then of course she changed her story. She said she was confused, scared, but she admitted she'd seen me in the park before and planned our meeting. But that she, get this, right? She really loved me. Jesus! What did she know about love? She was a stalker, a user, that's all. She used me.
Oh my God. What did you do?
Well, what could I do? I was devastated. I never cried so much in my life. And then as the months went by, I forgave her. I tried to forgive her, that is. She was cold about it. She just said, oh, you just get over it. Get over it. She was so callous. At least this one is really yours. So cold-blooded. And then things got worse. One night, I told Katie about it. I told her in confidence. I had to tell someone. I trusted her. And then she went and told my father. And then she had that accident. And then David died. And then...
Oh, baby's crying. You want me to check?
No, forget it.
I'm so sorry. You said that Katie told your father that...
That I wasn't Erica's real father. I mean, Katie was just a kid, just looking for attention. Our father did his best, but he wasn't a natural parent, if you know what I mean. Distant. After our mother died. Katie was only 3. and so she never really had a mother. And Iska, my father, he kind of removed himself from the situation, disappeared with this.
Right. So what did your father do? I mean, knowing about Erica and everything?
Oh, no, he was okay about that. He said it didn't matter, but it was just, then on everything else went to shit. Everything began to crash. Katie had that accident, fell down the stairs, ended up in hospital. Then my brother David died, and that's why David is named David. The atmosphere here became poisoned. Katie took David's death really badly. I don't think she ever has really gotten over it. She still talks as though he's alive. Then my father got in trouble with debts, took a second mortgage, and at the same time Sandra was nagging me about getting a place of our own. Baby screaming all the time, and it didn't help that I started drinking. Jesus. Actually, after David's death, my father gave up drinking for good. I guess we were like a tag team, yeah? He became a real parent to my kids, like he never was for me. And after that, she had the nerve to say we should have had a third child. I told her, you've got to be out of your fucking mind.
That's okay.
And that's where Sandra's true colours came out. I started my electronics business, and the money I made, well, naturally, I helped my father out, paid off his debts. I mean, after all, we were living in his house, we were a family, but no, that wasn't part of her plan. She wanted her own house. She would have dropped him and this place like a hot brick. But I put my foot down there. I said, first we'll pay off the mortgage here, then we look to the future. So when David's about 2, she meets this other guy, Jerry. And hey presto, she's off. And she takes her kids too. And meanwhile, I'm paying spousal support, child support, the expenses here, and because I'm working all the time, when do I have time for a relationship? The kids, and that really is it. That's something I will never ever forgive her for. She stole my kids from me. Do you know what Sandra did? At the custody hearing, suddenly she has no money to hire a lawyer. I thought it would be just us and the judge, and we split the custody 50-50, but oh no. Do you know what she did? After David died, Katie tried to commit suicide. So of course, Sandra brings that up to in court, saying that this was not a fit environment for kids. And the judge agreed. He gave her full custody. So they were here sometimes, when by her divine grace I was allowed to have them. Who is she to give me permission to see my own kids? But it was convenient for her, get them out of her hair for a weekend. That's really all it was. I was a convenient babysitter, and now they see me as a part-time parent who abandoned them, and their real home is with their mother. That's what gets me, goddamn cuckoo bird. I'm sorry. No idea how much I suffered and cried each time I had to return them home. Every time I felt I was abandoning them all over again. Home was where their mother was, and I had to pretend. I had to smile and grin and bear it. I had to be civil, and she knew she had me by the balls. She laughed about it to my face. She said she could tell the kids whatever, and they believe her. I don't know half the lies she told about me. Do you know what it's like to be forced to be civil and smile, and what you really want to do is kill? All those years, I still want to grab her by the throat. And for what she did.
Well, I really wish I could help. I feel so spoiled for having my parents and everything, and my life has been so stable.
Well, don't be. Trust me, you don't want to know how insane you can get having your kids taken from you. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
You don't really mean that about wanting to kill her, do you?
I don't know. I'm not a violent man. Maybe I talk about it to avoid doing it, but you don't mess with kids, not like that. Nobody better ever mess with my kids, ever again.
Yeah. really two great kids.
Yeah, thanks, I do. And I guess I'm just about going through this again because of what you said. And I know it's not your fault. If you don't feel for David anymore, there's nothing to be done. I mean, I remember how he screamed and cried when they were moving away. He was only 2 at the time, but man, he sure put up a fight. Ricky was upset too, but nothing compared to David.
Really, because like now, he never shows his feelings.
Yeah, maybe he showed them too much. Before, you know, people can get like that, I guess. Anyway, thanks, it's helped a lot. You know, just you listening. I feel I've lost them, and I wanted to explain things to them about the past, to tell them what really happened, but well, telling you helps.
I'm sure it'll get better with them. Now that they're older, more independent, and David is coming to work for you. You'll be seeing him a lot. And Ricky's getting married.
Yeah, you're right. I guess being away for a year, I was missing them so much. I get to brooding on the past, you know. I was in the right place for that. If you ever want to do some good brooding, go to Finland. Finns make an art of brooding.
Right. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, thank you, though. It really did help to talk.
Hey, speaking of talking, David told me this funny joke. What's the difference between Italians and Finns? Well, Italians don't mean what they say, and Finns don't say. Sounds like somebody needs help in here.
Poor guy.
What's his name, by the way?
Oh, no name.
No name, like a can of soup.
Oh, that's just one of Katie's. She hasn't even registered the birth. Officially, the baby doesn't even exist. What kind of mother? God knows what chances it has with. Oh, I would wonder if it wouldn't be better to.
Better to do
No, nothing. I mean, better to change it. It's diapers, you know.
Well, I was hoping to get some shots of the baby. He's really quiet. My brother's kids screamed all night for the first 6 months.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, never know when Katie. I'll do it. You go ahead and get ready for the sauna. David's probably upstairs getting ready for it. He can get you a towel and that. You guys go.
Actually, I don't think I'll go. It wouldn't feel right now, because of how I feel about David. I mean, it would be like being unfaithful, but in reverse, sort of. If you know what I mean.
Sure, yeah. Well, I do understand. You can go alone later, whenever. Erica and Michele probably won't be much longer. But please, stay to try it, at least. It's quite something. If you've never been in a real Finnish sauna, the heat is... Shit, the water!
Oh.
The sauna's free if you're all done in here.
Right, all done.
Yeah, you were on the couch before with Potter. I saw you.
You saw us on the couch?
Yeah,
Okay, and?
and if you're all done in here, sauna's free. Was it pointed out?
Oh, no, somebody turned it off.
Oh, so why the hurry then?
Well, the whiskey bottle is gone.
And you claim not to have a drinking problem.
No, it's not that I don't care if Erica or David, but hey, Katie's not supposed to be drinking.
Do you think she took it?
No, she normally doesn't drink. But once she starts, I shouldn't have brought that wine. I just thought it would be nice, good wine, and Erica said, you know, the medication.
Do you know what? I hate to alarm you even more, but I have a funny feeling the baby is gone too.
Katie took the baby? How? We were here the whole time. Weren't we here on the couch? Fuck! I've got to find her before she does something really crazy.
Late evening. Lights come up to reveal Ricky, Michele
4 and a pair.
15, 2, not for 3.
I don't know what I have. The one, a couple.
Oh, that's 2 points.
A pair.
Yes, the couple. 2 points.
A pair. Say it.
So, how's the game going?
Oh, well, I'm just an arbitrator for one, but ask them.
Say it. 1 pair. 2 points. And in your crib, you have 15 for 2, 15 4, 15 6, and 3 of a kind is 12. Very good, see?
Thanks everyone for staying. I'll take a drive around. She has to be somewhere.
Do you think that's smart?
So what did the police say?
Well, no sign. I reported her and the baby missing, but there's nothing they can do yet.
Maybe she took a hint.
What hint?
Nothing. Just about the house.
Why? Did you talk to her? When?
Well, that was before. And anyway, she wasn't listening. Just trying to hit on Mickey.
What? What happened? What did you say?
Well, Papa, why do you have to let her walk all over you? You don't have to be her babysitter. She's a grown woman now. It'll be good for her to get by without your help.
You told her about the house?
I sort of hinted at it. But what has she ever done in her life anyway?
You mean you told her I was thinking of giving you the house? I asked you not to.
Thinking of giving? You said I would get it.
Erica, why? I need to talk to Katie myself. She has to live somewhere.
It's not my problem.